This video describes the life, political career, ideology, and crimes of Adolf Hitler, one of the most controversial and terrible people in history. Hitler became dictator of Germany in the early 20th century and became the dictator of World War II. It started World War II and the Holocaust. This video shows how Hitler became a leader, a murderer, a fanatic, and a legend. Adolf Hitler was born on April 20th, 1809, in the town of Braunau am Inn, which was part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. The house where he was born serves as a museum today. Hitler's father, Alois Hitler, was a customs officer. His mother, Clara Polzel, was his father's third wife. Hitler was the eldest of 6 children, but 4 of them died in childhood. Hitler was not very happy in his childhood. He often quarreled with his father and did not like his oppressive and authoritarian attitude. He was closer to his mother and loved her very much. He was not a successful student at school and was criticized by his teachers. However, Hitler was interested in painting and studying history and believed that he would become an artist or a leader in the future. Hitler moved to Vienna after his mother's death in 1907. Here he tried to enter the art academy, but was rejected twice. He was also introduced to ideas such as anti-Semitism and German nationalism. In 1913, he went to Munich to avoid military service. In 1914, when World War I began, he volunteered for the German army. In the war, he served as a messenger and was wounded several times. At the end of the war, he was furious at Germany's defeat and the terms of the Treaty of Versailles. In 1919, out of anger and disappointment at Germany's defeat in World War I, Hitler joined a small radical political party. This party was known as the German National Socialist Workers' Party, or simply the Nazi Party. Hitler seized leadership of the party and transformed it into a movement that he claimed would solve Germany's problems. Hitler tried to deceive the German people by complaining about Germany's defeat, the injustice of the Versailles Treaty, the economic crisis, and the democratic system. He portrayed Jews, communists, social democrats, and other minorities as enemies of Germany, and incited hatred and violence against them. He also argued that Germany should conquer Europe to ensure the dominance of the Aryan race, which he called the superior race. In 1923, Hitler attempted a coup in Munich but failed. He was arrested and sentenced to 5 years in prison. However, he was released after only 9 months. During this time, he wrote his book, Mein Kampf, in which he explained his ideology. His book sold well in Germany and increased Hitler's popularity. In the 1930s, Hitler transformed the Nazi Party into Germany's largest political party. In 1933, he was appointed prime minister by German President Paul von Hindenburg. However, Hitler used this position to become the sole ruler of Germany. He dissolved parliament, suppressed opposition, censored the press, controlled the judiciary, and ensured the loyalty of the army. Thus, Hitler became the dictator of Germany. In the 1930s, Hitler expanded Germany's armament, army, and territory. Other countries in Europe showed little reaction to Hitler's aggression. In this part of our video, he explains the systematic and terrible persecution of Jews by Nazi Germany. This persecution is known in history as the Holocaust, or the Holocaust. The Holocaust was a genocide in which approximately 6 million Jews were killed between 1941 and 1945 in Germany, and the occupied territories governed by the Nazi Party, led by Adolf Hitler. In addition to Jews, Roma, Slavs, disabled people, homosexuals, communists, resistance fighters, and other minorities also suffered from Nazi persecution. This video shows the causes, methods, consequences, and effects of the Holocaust. The origins of the Holocaust lie in Nazi ideology. Nazi ideology argued that Germany should conquer Europe to ensure the dominance of the Aryan race, which it called the superior race. According to this ideology, Jews were seen as the greatest enemy of the German race and the cancer of Europe. Jews were held responsible for Germany's defeat in World War I, the economic crisis, the democratic system, and communism. The Nazi Party launched various laws, campaigns, and actions to exclude and destroy Jews from German society. The methods of the Holocaust took place in stages of increasing violence and genocide after the Nazi Party came to power. In the first phase, Jews were stripped of their civil rights, isolated from economic and social life, boycotted, harassed, and attacked. In 1938, in a pogrom called Kristallnacht, Jewish shops, homes, and synagogues were burned, and thousands of Jews were arrested or killed. In the second stage, too. When World War II began, the Nazi Party began rounding up Jews from the countries it occupied. Jews were sent to ghettos, concentration camps, or death camps. In the third phase, in 1941, the Holocaust, or in Nazi terminology, the final solution, began. In this genocide, Jews were killed by methods such as gas chambers, mass executions, starvation, and disease. The consequences of the Holocaust were one of the greatest massacres in human history. Approximately 6 million Jews lost their lives. The Jewish population in Europe decreased by more than two-thirds. Jewish culture, language, art, and heritage suffered a major blow. The Jewish community experienced trauma, grief, loss, and fear. The Holocaust also affected awareness of human rights, justice, law, and history around the world. The Holocaust led the international community to establish various institutions, agreements, and laws to prevent and punish genocide. The effects of the Jewish genocide continue today. The Holocaust remains a memory, a legacy, a lesson, and a warning for both Jews and other societies. The Holocaust has become a part of Jewish identity, culture, belief, and history. The Holocaust also reminded us that humanity must stand against evils, such as hatred, discrimination, violence, and genocide. The Holocaust is kept alive through commemorations, museums, monuments, educational programs, and research around the world. The Holocaust can be summed up in the motto, "Never forget, never repeat." By early 1945, Hitler realized that Germany had lost the war. However, he refused to surrender and remained in his bunker in Berlin. He spent his last days in his shelter with his close friends, assistants, and lover Eva Braun. Hitler married Eva Braun on April 29, 1945. The next day, on April 30th, 1945, Hitler and Eva Braun committed suicide together. Hitler swallowed a poison capsule and shot himself in the head. Eva Braun also swallowed a poisonous capsule. Before Hitler died, he wrote his will. In his will, he requested that their bodies be cremated and their ashes dispersed. He also ordered the Nazi Party to disband and the German people to continue the war. Hitler's body was burned with a gasoline can at the exit of the bunker. However, part of the body was found and examined by Soviet soldiers. Hitler's skull and jaw were stored in an archive in Moscow. If you like our video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and support us by turning on notifications.